us here at Chat Sports get to 250,000 subscribers. Currently, we're almost getting there. Slowly but surely. 246,562 of you have subscribed to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. We're hitting you with the latest news and rumors on the NFL as well as the NBA. So for those of you who are interested in the NFL as a whole, as well as the NBA outside of the 49ers, subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/chatsportstv and help us get to 250,000 subscribers. First question on this 49ers Report mailbag coming in from David Vielma. $5 super chat. You're the best. 49ers released running back Austin Walter. Who's the odd man out? Keep Hasty? David, that's a really good question. And Jeremy, if we can pull up the running back depth chart, that would be great. Because with the 49ers drafting Trey Sherman as well as Elijah Mitchell and signing Wayne Gallman, they have a loaded running back room. And they're probably only going to carry 3, 4, maybe 5 running backs on the 53-man roster. This is a loose depth chart so far of the 49ers running back room. Raheem Mostert is RB1. I have Jeff Wilson slated in at RB2. Trey Sherman, a third-round pick. I think he vaults to running back number 3, especially because he brings a skill set that those other aforementioned guys don't. Wayne Gallman, I think, is a signing that has flown under the radar. He might be running back 4, but he can still serve and has the talent to be a running back 2 or 3. And then you have Elijah Mitchell, who you spent a 6th-round pick on. He's a 4-3 guy who compared himself to Alvin Kamara. I like his upside. We'll see if that speed translates to the NFL level. And to answer your question, David Vielma, maybe JaMycal Hasty is the odd guy out. I'm not sure they keep him. He did have a rushing touchdown last year. But I think when you look at the talent with that running back crew, Hasty might be the odd guy out. It's going to be a really tough decision when they trim down from their 90-man roster to 53. Next question coming in from 49ers Nation. Who do you think will have a bigger impact for the 49ers defense, Hufanga or Ambry Thomas? That's a fantastic question, 49ers Nation. I think maybe Hufanga is a guy who contributes right away on special teams, and Ambry Thomas has special teams ability as well. Back in 2019, he had a really electrifying kick return for a touchdown. So not only can he get down in coverage on special teams when I'm talking about Ambry Thomas, he can also return too. So maybe both of those guys make the 53-man roster and contribute right away on special teams. I just think in both instances, the 49ers got really good value. $5 super chat coming from Miniru Cole. Appreciate that $5 super chat. Okay, so the question didn't show up, but Jeremy was just relaying the question to me. So he's saying, Jeremy, Jimmy G is going to have a chip on his shoulder. Could he have a career season? Look, I've said this about Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo, it's not like he can't play. The problem with Jimmy Garoppolo is that he cannot stay on the field. So he's been tremendous in terms of wins and losses for the 49ers and the Patriots throughout his entire career. There are just durability concerns. And I think that's why the 49ers moved up to number 3 to draft Trey Lance, because they realized, okay, Jimmy Garoppolo has talent. He's a good leader. The last time and the only time that he played a full season, we made it to a Super Bowl, but we can't continue to rely on him to stay healthy for the entire season and then trot out guys like Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. Doesn't give us a realistic chance to win and compete for a Super Bowl with the roster that is well-rounded, deep, talented, and ready to win a Super Bowl now. So if Jimmy Garoppolo stays healthy, maybe he's able to fend off Trey Lance, and if he does, I do think that he can have a pretty solid season, and I do appreciate that super chat. This question coming in from Groovy Mama. All right, I see you grooving. Let's get it. Hey, Chase, what's the over-under for Niners wins this year, and how many games do you think they'll win? Hashtag 49ers. Hashtag 49ers at that. That's how we answer your questions live here on the show. So the over-under set by Vegas is 10.5. And I think that the 49ers are in play to win 11 or 12 games. But coming up, I'm going to break down every single game in this 2021 schedule and give you my win-loss prediction for the 49ers. So I'm not going to give you the exact answer just yet, but that gives you incentive to keep on watching the show, but the over-under from Vegas is set at 10.5. So get into the comments and let me know what you think, 49ers fans. Talk about this over-under being at 10.5. The highest in the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs at 12.5. 49ers not far behind. They're also top 5 in Super Bowl odds. But what do you think about their over-under for this season? Type O for over 10.5 wins. Type U for under 10.5 wins. Scion's been killing it in the chat. You're the best. Are we supposed to be worried because of how early the bye week is? I think the 49ers got unlucky with the bye week falling in week 6. Couple reasons for that. Injuries last year depleted this team and really ruined the season. I think there's no chance that they go 6-10 if they don't suffer so many injuries. Also, if the 49ers were to make it to the Super Bowl, let's throw out a hypothetical, they would have to play 16 consecutive weeks after week 6. That is a long stretch of continuous football with no breaks unless they get that number 1 seed in the NFC and have an opportunity to have a bye week. So I think you should be a little bit worried just because of the injury issues last year. I also think somewhat that the 49ers got screwed because the NFL damn well knows that the 49ers were ravaged by injuries last year. So here at Chat Sports, we have more than 246,000 subscribers. Help get us to 250,000 subscribers by going to youtube.com/chatsportstv. Us here at Chat Sports, we have grown rapidly, and to everybody who has subscribed, we greatly appreciate the support. But help us out even further. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv and subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel because we hit you with the hard-hitting analysis, but we also like to have a ton of fun. And nobody out on YouTube or the internet or in media, if you want to call it that, is doing what we do here. So youtube.com/chatsportstv and subscribe right now. So, hey, a couple ways to get involved with our Q&A mailbags. You can either hashtag 49ers or you can super chat. Looks like we have another super chat coming in, and it's from one of our diehards. I think it's No or Noah or Noe. Let me know in the comments how to properly say your name, because I know last week you were saying goodbye to Thomas Mott and you super chatted us a couple of times, and I've seen you watching our shows day in, day out. So I really appreciate that. Let us know how to properly pronounce your name. What do you think about signing Richard Sherman just for red zone packages? I don't think you sign Richard Sherman just for red zone packages. Richard Sherman has said that he wants to play for another 2 to 3 years. So I think the plan would be for Richard Sherman to either start, if you wanted him to, because I still think he has gas left in the tank and good football in him, or you could use him as a depth piece. A guy who could come in nickel situations, or if opposing offenses go 4 or 5 wide receivers wide, Richard Sherman can play in those situations. Goal line situations, if you're worried about his back end speed and catch-up speed, that's a possibility as well. I really like bringing in Richard Sherman for this reason. Why not bring him in to mentor and teach guys like Ambry Thomas, who you spent a draft pick on, as well as Talonoa Hufanga and Diamador Lenore? Richard Sherman, he's an all-pro, Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer. I say why not if he's willing to take a veteran discount. Another super chat, this one from Vance Doherty. Is the Niners' tendency to get injured a systemic thing, warm-ups, training, or physiology, or just bad luck? I think when it comes to injuries across the NFL, Vance, it just comes down to bad luck. Now, there have been instances across the NFL with a couple of teams where I think their training methods, their weightlifting practices can be problematic, and that does cause some injuries. But I think last year, it was just a mirage. It was just a really unlucky year. I also think you have to discuss this. 49ers made it all the way to the Super Bowl. So they were playing a bunch of extra football. And as we've seen history show, there's often a Super Bowl hangover for those teams that make it to the Super Bowl and either win or lose because they're playing so deep into the season. And their offseason calendar, their offseason clock is just thrown off. So I think there are a variety of reasons, including bad luck. This question coming in from Praveen Patia. Do you think the Niners win at least 11 or 12 games? Personally, I say 13-4 or 14-3 because not many difficult opponents besides division rivals. Yeah, and Praveen, coming up, I'm going to break down the 49ers schedule and give you my prediction for the win-loss record for every single week. I do think they're in play to win 11 or 12 games. 13-4, I could certainly see it happening. That's somewhat lofty. 14-3, even more so. I think there are difficult sections of the schedule, but overall, it's not a overwhelmingly difficult schedule. The 49ers did get hit hard this year, though, with a lot of travel, which I think could also play into some of these injuries, going back to that last question. But either way, I think 11-plus wins is in play for the 49ers. Sion with another question. If the 49ers sign Julio Jones, should we be worried about injuries for him, or will he be just fine? So a couple things with Julio Jones. One, injury is a little bit of a concern. Two, his age is also a concern because he's in his early 30s and he has been getting injured the past couple of years. Body starting to break down a little bit. Still one of the best wide receivers in the league, though. Lastly, you can't sign Julio Jones because he's currently under contract with the Atlanta Falcons for the next couple of seasons. So that would have to come via trade. Now, earlier on this week, I did a video on the 49ers report breaking down 5 players who the 49ers could trade for. I did throw Julio Jones in that video, so be sure to check that one out. Next question coming in from Tyrone Bigham. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. What an avatar right there. The 49ers released Alston Walter, which wasn't a surprise, but they still have a pretty deep backfield. Who do you think makes the roster? So I answered a similar question earlier, but we can once again pull up the 49ers depth chart. This is very loose right now, okay? We don't know how things are going to shake out, so don't take this all too seriously. But right now as it stands, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Trey Sermon, Wayne Gallman, Elijah Mitchell, and JaMycal Hasty. Those are the 6 running backs currently on the 49ers roster. This comes down to team philosophy and how many players, running backs I should say, the team wants to keep. So some teams go with 3 running backs, and sometimes they're all active on game day. Some teams go with 4 running backs, and they're all active on game day. It depends on what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch want to do. I think you go 4 running backs, and maybe you can get away with Elijah Mitchell getting on the practice squad. That's the tentative plan right now, and my best guess. But Alston Walter, look, undrafted guy out of Rice, didn't appear in any serious action. You're not really losing much by releasing him. But I'll tell you this, that 49ers backfield, it's in a good situation right now because there are a lot of really good players. Let's get to another question from Alfredo Hernandez. If the Rams let go of Troy Warner, do you think we should sign him? It's the brother of Fred Warner, who was an undrafted free agent who a lot of 49ers fans wanted the Niners to sign. Maybe. I mean, if you have a need to fill and you want to bring him in, why not? You're not really losing much in doing so. I know it would be a great story. We'll see what happens on that front. Noe, which 49ers player jersey should I get for the 2021 season? I need to upgrade my home jersey. So this is what I usually do in terms of buying jerseys. I like to get guys who are older than me because I don't feel comfortable rocking a jersey of a dude who's younger than me. I just feel weird in doing so. I like to buy jerseys of legends. So if you don't have like a Jerry Rice jersey, a Joe Montana jersey, or if you want to go current players, why not do that as well? Fred Warner, baller, right? How about George Kittle? I mean, another guy who is awesome. So I'd go for those current players or some of those past players. If you want to upgrade your closet and get a new 49ers home jersey, tell you what, that scarlet red, the gold, the white, really, really fresh. So hopefully I gave you some good recommendations there as to what 49ers jersey to get to add to your closet. And if you do make a purchase right now, let us know in the comment section which jersey you do get.